Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Troy Meyer with Lessons with Troy. Well, in today's lesson, I wanted to do a gear demo all about this new practice amp that I'm going to be recommending to my students. So, I used to use this Roland Mobile Cube, or at least I used to recommend it, and I still do if you're like going on a trip or something and you want a small amp that you can just toss into your suitcase, right? Let me show it to you. It looks like this, right? That's the one that I used to recommend. A lot of the people in Hawaii I found were using this, and it takes batteries. It's a great little amp for the weight, and the fact that you don't need to plug it in. You can just carry it around with you and plug in batteries. But the tone, it's okay. It leaves a little bit desired. So I wanted something that was an upgrade from that, but still at a good price. And I got to say too that Spark and Positive Grid, they didn't tell me to do this video or didn't ask me or anything. This is just from my own research. I wanted something that was affordable for students, that had great sounds, and also that used a lot of the more modern kind of features. This connects to smartphones, tablets, things like that, where you can control it wirelessly via Bluetooth or play music through it via Bluetooth. So let's go ahead and look at it here. And I have to say too, as far as the price point that you're looking at for this, I got the website pulled up here, and it looks like it's at $269. At least, it looks like they're still running some sale with a free gig bag. But that's at positivegrid.com is where you'll find that, or just Google Spark amp. But you're looking for the company called Positive Grid, and here's what it looks like. It's small. I think it has two speakers, two small speakers. And the neat thing is you don't have to have the app to make it work, right? If I can tilt this over, and you can see, okay, here's your on and off switch. Here's your different amp sounds. Then you have gain, that's like, to kind of crank it if you want a little overdrive sound. Bass, treble, or bass, mid, treble. A master volume. And mod means modulation effects, like chorus, flanger, phaser, stuff like that. Delay, reverb, output. And then if you can see here, let's see if I can do that. You've got a headphone jack here. Sorry. It's moving on me. Then you've got this knob here to control the volume of your Bluetooth music that you're putting through your, say from your phone or whatever. You've got that. I haven't messed much with these, like presets and things. On the back, it's got a USB input. It's got the power, input. And it also has an auxiliary 1/8" jack input if you wanted to plug in like an 1/8" cable. So what I'm doing is I got it mic'd up here with a Shure SM57, just right on one of these speakers. And let's go ahead and hear what it sounds like. Let's see here. So I have to say too that I have no other effects going through this as far as like through my computer or anything. So this is the default sound that when you first open it up, and it's actually the one that I like the most. It's got this real nice clean sound. Right, so it has lots of cool reverbs that you can put on it, delays, and the neat thing is, like I said, it has this app. So let's dive into this app. I don't think there's anything else that I wanted to show you. A handle, it has this, can't really see it here, but this kind of leather-ish, probably faux leather handle. But it looks great, just the look of it. It looks kind of like an old head, like a Marshall head or something, right? So there's my hand if you can see how big it is. But it's heavier than like that Roland Mobile Cube amp, but the sound is I like it way better, at least, you know. And for $269, it's just a great price point, I think. So let's dive into this app. And so I've got my phone here. You can see this cable is just to plug my phone into the computer. So the phone is going to connect wirelessly via Bluetooth to this amp. So what you're going to see is me controlling sounds with my phone. You could use a tablet too, like iPhone, iPad, whatever, to control the pedals and effects and amp sounds, all that stuff via my phone. So what you want to do is go to your app store and download the Spark app. Looks like this over here where you see Spark. I'm going to hit that, and it's going to want to connect. So make sure you have your Bluetooth going on your phone. Make sure you have your amp on, and I'm just going to hit the connect button. It'll take it just a second. There it is. So it's connected, and this is the first screen that you'll see that pops up. And this is the amp that is like the default amp that comes up. I love the sound of this amp. As you can see, you've got on the amp. If you look at the head of the amp, you've got gain here. Now, if I move this with my finger, just up and down, put my finger on the knob, move it up and down, it changes that. Bass, mid, treble, volume. Now, if I do that on the amp too, let me show you that. So if I do gain, notice how as I turn it on the amp, it's turning it on the app now. So super cool. So we'll keep it about right there. And now, how does all this work? Well, not how does it work, but like what are you seeing here? First, let's go all the way to the top. You see where this is moving back and forth? So this is kind of like your signal chain, right? All the way to the left, you have a noise gate, and if you tap on it like that, you can turn the noise gate on and off, just like a pedal. Notice that LED, and I'm just like I'm stomping on a pedal, right? I love the look of it. It just looks like pedals. You got a red compressor pedal there, and I'm guessing that that's kind of modeled off the MXR. So I like that. Let me see what that turned. Where'd my volume go? Oh, I guess because maybe I turned the gain down. Let me turn the gain up. There we go. Okay. And then, so you've got that. There's your compressor. Let's go back there. And then this pedal is going to be, or this drive, that's going to be like your overdrive pedals. So we'll get into these in just a second. Then if you click your amp, there's your amp. If we keep going to the right, mod. Now this is off, but that's, like I said, your modulation, effects, chorus, tremolo, vibrato, phaser, things like that. There's your delay. You turn that on and off. And then there's your reverb. So let's dive kind of into these different effects. So say we wanted, first of all, to change the reverb, right? Well, let's actually go to delay. Say I wanted my delay. There, now it's just reverb. That's all you hear is reverb on there. So that's kind of nice. Let's put the delay back on. Okay, now say we wanted a different reverb, right? What you want to do is up here on this top part, like right there, double click the reverb pedal. Now you get all these different reverb: room, studio, chamber, hall. I do like that hall, it's kind of nice. Plate. Hall ambient. Now I do have my volume pedal hooked up to this, before, so I can get some swells. That ambient works nice with the volume. Nice. Plate. A plate reverb. Hall medium. Here's one real ambient. Now I am doing swells with my volume pedal. Just a room reverb. Okay, so that's real cool. Let's head over here to the, let's see what reverb I left it on. Let me go back to that. I'm going to put it back on the one that it came on, that Hall Natural. Okay, and let's try some overdrive, right? So if you double click up here, right, it's going to take your different overdrive pedals. Now, it's on this booster, which really isn't much of a overdrive. It's more of a, clean boost. So if we hit the green one, lots of reverb. Let's turn the reverb down a little bit. Now, also, if you want to get rid of this, right, where you can get back to your pedal, see where it says reverb and then you've got a little down arrow? Hit the down arrow and that goes away. So we're going to turn the reverb. There we go. Let's go back over to my overdrive. Okay, looks like that. Now I'm assuming this is kind of based off of a tube screamer, right? Cool sound. Let's go through some of these overdrive sounds. This yellow one. Got a nice fuzz. Black Op. Then I think these others are more for bass. There's a bass and guitar muff. Nice. There's another bass one. SAB driver, whatever that is. So let me just go back to the tube drive. And actually, let's just put it back on the boost. Okay, and let's head over to the mod. Now, not a huge fan of chorus. Here's what chorus sounds like. Right, but if I double click on the pedal up here at the top, right, what I'm going to look for, let's try some of these. Flanger. Phaser. There's a heavy vibrato. You could turn that down if you wanted. That's just the speed of it. That's why it sounds so weird. Turn the speed down. Right now, let's go back to here. Univibe. Let's see what that sounds like. Kind of like an organ sound. Now if I keep going down, I'm looking for like a real cool tremolo pedal. Let's try this tremolo square. Put a little bit of overdrive on that. Let's turn the overdrive down a bit. Let's go back. Oop. Let's try Tremolator, see what that sounds like. There we go. So that gives you more of that kind of that sound. If we turn off the overdrive, go back to the other one, the boost. There we go. So that gives you kind of some sounds like that. Now, keep in mind if you don't save these when you move to a different amp sound or turn this on and off, you would lose that. To save these, if you go up here to the three dots, you can overwrite, save as new, share to tone cloud, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to save this one right now. What I want to do is up here at the very top, see where it says one clean channel one. If I click that, what that's going to do is that's going to give me my 4 different kind of amp sounds, I guess, that come on this. So one clean. Now you've got more that you can get on the tone cloud, but let's go to 2 crunch here. Let me turn that down. Let's see. Okay. It's not bad. Let's go to the 3 high gain. As you can see, it looks like that's like a Marshall Plexi amp. So that one's cool. I do like the 3 high gain. And then you've got your metal amp. If we go back to clean, I believe we would have lost, yeah. So that goes back to the default without me, changing that. Now, check this out. If you're on here on amp, if you double click on the amp, now these are all your different kinds of amps that you have, like amp heads. I believe that's like the number 1 is like kind of like looks like a Roland JC or Roland Chorus or some Roland amp, and then Black Duo. And on their site, they have what all these are. Orange amp. But look at all these amps that they've got. Plexis. I mean, it's just so cool, especially for the price, to be able to try to come close to getting some of these amp sounds. And just for the noodling factor, the graphics and everything. I don't mean to try to sell you on it. I'm not trying that. I'm just kind of excited about it. Actually, it's a cool amp. Cool amp. I'm excited to show to my students. Right now, the other thing, if you look at the bottom here, you've got that's the little amp logo. Then the 2/8 notes. That's going to be all these. You got jam tracks and stuff. I can't play it now because my phone is hooked up to my computer, but you can play these, like where it says Epic Guitar Jam backing track. You can play these and jam through it. Now, there's a lot of other features, like it being able to, like for example, it being able to show you the chords to songs. Now, I don't know how accurate this is, but if I did that, now you're not going to be able to hear it, but you see how it has the chords kind of going by like that. Anyways, that's kind of a neat feature. The camera, that's something where you can like film yourself. I'm not doing much with that. If we go back to the amp, that's a neat feature. See the cloud over where it says one clean CH1, then has a little cloud. If we click on that, now this is neat. This is like different users' amp sounds that they've saved and uploaded to the cloud. You could do the same if you had, an amp that you really liked that you made and you wanted to save and upload. You just, when you have your amp, just hit the 3 dots and see it has shared a tone cloud, save to hardware preset, overwrite, blah blah blah. So just kind of a brief, little run through of what all this sounds like, some of the different features. I think the icon on the bottom, recently played, I see. So that's kind of my profile. It'll show like what I've recently played. Now if we go back here and at the top left, you'll see these 3 lines. If I click on that, it looks like you can connect it to Spotify, Apple Music. There's a metronome. Super cool. All this stuff you can run through headphones through that 1/8" headphone jack, and then just be practicing through headphones. So that's cool. But as far as like what I like this amp here just for a nice clean. Hit the overdrive if you want to, use a pedal for overdrive. Where was that? The fuzz is kind of nice. Kind of thin, but and the little tube screamer or tube screamer inspired. Now if I go back to amp, probably turn the gain up. Maybe I could turn volume up. There we go. Back to if we wanted that 3 gain, the one that I was playing the Dwayne Allman licks on, 3 high gain, that was the one. If I go back to that, you can see, if that's too loud, turn the volume down right there. I think this is based off of like a Marshall Plexi kind of sound. That has a good, I like that. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that brief little lesson and my recommendation for a nice, affordable, great sounding practice amp that connects to all the modern devices. And check out the website too. They have, instructions and things where it tells like what kind of each amp is modeled after. You can look for that on there. Might have to do some searching, but positivegrid.com. Well, be sure to check out my site if you like this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and be sure to check out the new streaming site, lwtstreaming.com. And we'll see you on the next lesson, guys. Thanks so much. Talk to you later.